I've said, I don't like Democrats or Republicans. But sometimes I like what Democrats do, and sometimes I like what Republicans do. We call balls and strikes over here, so basically I don't have a dog in the fight. But right now, after these two people were gunned down in D.C., get y'all legal asses up out of here. This is who the National Guard has identified as the shooter. He's from Afghanistan. Why is that important? Because Afghanistan people have sat there and watched the United States bomb them for decades. So I'm sure they have some animosity. But the Biden administration, which I say I don't like Biden, he let them people come over here and they had no idea, although they claimed they did, they had no idea who they was bringing over here.
CBS News has learned there are now more than 46,000 Afghan refugees right here in the United States. And we're hearing from law enforcement sources that more than a dozen of them have shown up on terror watch lists. We asked the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security about the vetting process in an exclusive interview.
We screen and vet individuals before they board a plane to the United States. An individual who does not satisfy our screening and vetting protocols is not admitted to the United States. And if, in fact, we learn information subsequently, we place those individuals in removal proceedings so that they are set to leave the United States as swiftly as possible.
So how many people have been removed from the United States for showing up on one of these lists?
We're dealing with very, very few people that have given us any cause for concern.
The Taliban, when they took control, released thousands of prisoners, including members of ISIS and al-Qaeda. Can you guarantee that none of those prisoners are making their way into the United States?
I can guarantee you that we are doing everything possible to make sure that they don't. And we have no evidence that they have.
This dude right here ain't nobody but somebody that they just sent out to explain away the nonsense that they done did. How you gonna bomb somebody's country for 25 to whatever, how many years, 20 plus years, let them people see all the death and destruction that they done seen over there, and then invite them over to America with open arms and think that they ain't gonna have no animosity? That's like me shooting up your house or something and inviting you over for dinner. That's insane. But they sent this clown out here to explain it away with no explanation, because all that stuff he said was nonsense. This right here will tell you how these people really feel about you.
It's going to be more of the message that should be sent to the people here, in that they have achieved victory. We haven't done anywhere near enough. And the people here, I promise you, we do feel ashamed. We do feel like we're not doing enough.
What he's saying is he's ashamed that he's not doing more in terms of get back. You think you're going to bomb somebody's country for 20-something years and see all that death and destruction and not want no get back some kind of way? Of course you do. And that's what he's saying. He's ashamed that he's not doing enough in terms of get back. And he's saying that there's a lot of people that feel like that over here.
We do feel like change needs to come, because change must come. And in the form that it must come is that this empire, the American empire that's been hurting our people since the beginning, the imperial Western powers that have been hurting our people since the beginning, they must fall. And inshallah they will fall. And my message to the people of Gaza and the oppressed peoples across the world is that there are people here, both young and old, who are going to be willing to fight and are willing to put their lives and everything they can on the line to bring these empires down, because they must come down.
You heard him out his own mouth. That's somebody from Afghanistan. What you think was in the mind of the shooter they just got caught from Afghanistan, who shot them two people from the National Guard? You think he was thinking the same thing? I do. What did he say? He said, we are embarrassed, or whatever he said, because we're not doing enough. Get back. They're not doing enough get back. He said that there's a lot of people that feel the same way. And we need to send a message that we do know that we're not doing enough. And there are people that will risk their lives to do that. And what did he end with? These empires have been messing with us and destroying us since the beginning. And if you're going over to Afghanistan bombing a bunch of stuff, I'm sure you didn't seen some of your loved ones, some harm done to them. So he's saying that these empires must come down. How do you bring an empire down? You infiltrate the country or the empire, and then you seek to destroy it. One way to do it, maybe take a shot at the National Guard. Joe Biden. Thanks a lot, pal. Okay, so what happens now? Now that we know how these people feel, what happens now? You done got off on us now. We're not supposed to do nothing? So let me ask you. Somebody walks up to you and punch you in the face. You ain't going to do nothing? You ain't even going to call the police, huh? Let me ask you another question. If somebody you come home from work one day and somebody's laying on your couch with a whole family, you mean you ain't going to do nothing? You ain't going to call the police or nothing, no. You just going to let them live there because they got a family? Come on, man. Knock it off. Knock it off. And them people that was at Home Depot the other day, I guarantee you that if they went home after they left the Home Depot and found a family of people living in their house, the first thing they finna do is call the police. You finna call the police because you got some strange, illegal people in your house. You can call the police then. But if it's the country and you ain't got to live with it and it don't affect you, you might know some people or whatever, you're going to go to Home Depot and disrupt the thing over there. So do that mean that we can just come over your house and just move in and unannounced and because I got a family, you ain't going to do nothing? Knock it off.
We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them.
That's why HUD today we're announcing a new HUD crime hotline to allow the residents of public housing to call the HUD office of the Inspector General, the OIG, to report criminals, illegal aliens, sex offenders, human traffickers, and those guilty of gang activity, drug distribution, and fraud.
And before I go, let me just say this. Stop trying to recruit us to fight your fights. We got our own fights to fight. We're not falling for that, dude. Look, if you got a Somali flag in your background talking about black people, y'all ain't black.
We believe that the National Guard and the military occupation is the first step into rounding black people up and putting them in detainment camps here in Washington, D.C. and around the United States of America. We believe that.
Black means black because you was born in America. You might be black to white people, but you ain't black to black people over here. So we're not falling for that. So stop telling us what you believe. We believe you full of... Get this, go hit this video right here on the screen because you need to watch it. And like and subscribe. Let me know your feelings and your comments. And until next time, take care.